Hey beauties and fellas, welcome back to another episode of Sweatpants Secrets, where real women sip, spill, and say what everyone else is scared to. Tonight we're talking power, passion, and partnership. The question, can a woman be a boss and still be soft? Men and women, get ready, because this episode is about to expose some truths. Sweatpants Secrets, where women spill it all.
I think the dignity you have as a man definitely goes to the wayside once you start staying at home.
Welcome to Sweatpants Secrets, where real women spill it all. We have an extra special guest today on our episode. We have brought a man into the lounge, ladies. I have with me Kwame Kusi. Kwame, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Before that, I'll tell you, I watch all your episodes. I watch all of them, and sometimes I'm like, how do I get on there? So today, I think two things are going to happen. The women are going to be like, what happened here? This is not for them. And the men are probably going to be like, how do I get on there? So that's what happened to me. My name is Kwame. I'm the host of True Bearing Podcast. I am active duty naval officer here in San Diego, California. I love what you do. I think it's always important that people are able to find like minds and talk about things that they want to talk about without being judged, having to feel the pressure of any of that, So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And we always start with sip or spill. So do you have your drink?
I do.
All right. Yep. So with sip or spill, this is the men's edition. You either have to spill, which is tell us the truth, or you have to take a sip. Okay. So number one, you ghosted someone because she seemed too independent.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay.
I have not done that yet, and I don't think I'll ever do that.
Very good. Thank you. You said, I like feminine women, but couldn't define what that meant.
Oh, okay. I'm going to take a sip, but I have something to say.
I'll take one with you.
Yeah. So, I think sometimes it's easy to just kind of throw these words out, But when somebody really like put you to the fire and ask you, what does that even mean? You're going to have a really hard time trying to explain what that means, because in the real definition of being masculine or feminine, there are certain attributes that are associated with those things. If I said I just want feminine woman, a woman that's all feminine, I'm probably going to want them to do certain things that don't describe that, and so at that point, I feel confused because I don't know, I'm only saying that I want a certain type of woman, but really, I don't think I truly understand what that means. So yeah, definitely taking a sip for that.
I love that. Thank you. Yes. Next, you've been intimidated by a woman's success.
No.
I like that. You're talking about never. No, I'm good.
I think that's actually like a beautiful thing, I don't think there's any intimidation with that. And maybe that has to do with like the paths that we have chosen in life, like you have seen different successes. And so when you see somebody else, especially a woman doing that, it's actually beautiful. It's not intimidating at all.
I love that. I love it. Great answers. Okay. Next, you've pretended to care when you actually cared a lot. You pretended not to care when you actually cared a lot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. I think sometimes ego gets in the way.
I concur.
Yep.
Next, you've wanted to lead but didn't know how.
No. I think it's a really hard conversation, but at some point you have to understand, who does this decision affect? It obviously is going to affect you, it's going to affect the other person, but Are there other people involved that that decision is going to affect too? And if you, once you consider those things, it is worth sitting down having that conversation about whether or not you're going to leave.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now it's time for trend or trash, the relationship edition. So with trend or trash, you're going to tell me if you feel like it's trending, which is good, or if it's trash and it belongs in the trash can. Okay?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Honey. Women proposing to men.
Yeah, I throw that in the trash.
Trash can. I'm with you on that.
Yep.
In the dumpster.
Now, I'll tell you what though, I think once you get with someone and you understand them and you kind of know how they run, right? Certain conversations are going to give you those cues that maybe it is time.
Yes.
I don't think the woman needs to go on the knee telling the man, I need you to marry me. That's not how it works. No.
I agree with that 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, 50-50 household bills.
Yeah, the 50-50 is another thing. So that's trash. It's not a thing. I don't think, because if you want to do 50-50 in say bills, right, then it means you got to be willing to do 50-50 in other things as well. That's not true. How many men with wives or, spouses at home are going to walk past, a dirty plate and just, without being asked, pick it up and wash it? Let's just be honest here. Okay. Yes. So if I'm going to say 50-50 bills, that means that when I have two plates in a dishwasher, I'm only washing one. You can wash the other one. That's that's too toxic. We're not doing all of that.
We're not doing all that.
Yeah, there's certain months that you might have to pick it up. There's certain months that the other person might have to pick it up. And it is okay. 50-50 is not. No.
I completely agree. I don't think 50-50 is a thing because sometimes you're more tired than I am, so I pick up the slack, and vice versa. So we got to take care of each other. Yeah, I completely agree. Okay. Stay-at-home dads.
No, not at all. Now I'll tell you what. That definitely is going to trash. I'll tell you why. I guess I'm a traditional man, right? Traditional man because I watched my dad, when I was growing up. I think the dignity you have as a man definitely goes to the wayside once you start staying at home. Because what are you really going to do, right? Like the love and attention that the woman is going to give to the house, it's not the same one you're going to give to the house. It's always good to, as a man, I'll speak for me. It's always good to come back from work, long day, to a house that smells really good. Men are not doing all of that. That's not one of the traits that God gave us. Now, don't get me wrong. There are men who do that, but I'm just talking about in the grand scheme of things. That's not something that most men do. So you as a man, please get up, go to work. If your woman works, beautiful. If your woman does not work and it's a stay-home wife, because of whatever is going on, kids, whatever kids might be, then okay, sure. Whatever works for you, works for you. But you as a man, you definitely are not staying at home.
The funniest thing I ever heard was like, I don't care what you do when you get off. You want to stay at home?
Yeah.
So I completely agree with that. Men expressing emotions publicly.
Oh, that's definitely a good one. That's trending. I think that, and I'm not saying that you have to create a scene. That's not what I'm saying. But I think you should be able to have conversations. Certain conversations have a timeline, right? Yes. Certain emotions have to be expressed at certain times to mean the same way you feel about it. And so, if something happens when we go out to go eat and you wait until 30 minutes, an hour when we get home to tell me, we'll keep it because I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's okay to express your emotions outside. You don't have to create a scene. You definitely don't have to. I'm not that type of person at all. But, one-on-one, I got to be able to tell you how I feel about certain things, good or bad. Just got to be respectful about it. But you definitely got to be able to say it when it needs to be said. Yes.
I love that. Awesome. Women making more money.
Ooh, that's a blessing. That's trending. That's trending.
That is absolutely trending. More money for the house. What's the
Oh
problem?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And again, I think that probably for most people that would say no, that's probably an ego thing. You don't want the woman to have more money than you. Okay. You know, if most of what you have is mine, I say most because it can be everything. I definitely don't need you wearing my drawers, even though you're going to do it.
Even though.
But if most of the things that you have is mine, if you make more money, that's coming to the house. Why would I ever say no? You know, just put
That's
your
because you
ego to
have
the side.
sense.
It would be nice for women to call a man and just be like, "Hey, we're going here, and I already paid for the flight." Where do you think that money came from?
From that job that she making more money in.
Yeah.
I completely agree. More money for the house.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Now it's time to get down to the interview questions. Are you ready?
Oh, let's do it. Let's
All
do it.
right. All right. So what does it mean to you when a woman says, I want to be submissive to the right man?
I think if you're submissive, right? It almost does not matter who it is, right? And I'll give you an example. Like, I grew up in Ghana. When I was growing up, it did not matter who came to the house. My mom acted the same way, still offer you the same thing, same hospitality. Of course, my dad kind of had it a little better, but, still, I think, my mom was still submissive to everybody, and it kind of didn't matter who it was. So I don't, I don't think that statement is completely valid when you say I want to be submissive to that white person. By all means, some of these things, some of these relationships come with perks, and that person should enjoy that. But I think that being submissive is just a trait that comes with you as a person. You're gonna show it. Sometimes not even like on purpose. You're gonna be submissive. So if that's what you want to do, if that's not what you want to do, by all means you do you. But I don't think it has to be to the right person. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. All right. Do confident, high earning women intimidate or inspire you? Which we've kind of answered that, but yeah.
We did. It just inspires me, right? It inspires me as a man. If I see a woman that is attaining more success, I want to do more, not it, because it's really not a competition. It's just the fact that, like, if I see, my mindset is this: if I see a woman that I'm with or that I know that is doing more and being successful, I'm just gonna be like, hey, can you show me a thing or two? Because I want to be that too,
Absolutely.
So that should definitely not intimidate me at all. In fact, I'm happy for you. I will open a glass of wine and sit there with you.
Why you tell me what you did so I can learn?
Yeah, teach me some.
Absolutely. Teach me something. How can a woman lead in life and still make space for her man to lead in love?
uh Well, that's a tough one. It's not as easy, because sometimes you almost have to flip a switch, right? These things don't come very naturally to a lot of people, at least. And so I think that if you are leading in life, say you're making more money, right? Because I think most of leading in life kind of has to do with earning a little bit more, right?
Mhm.
Um, it would almost naturally make the man want to do certain things for you, right? For example, if you make more money than I do, right? And say I get off work earlier than you do and you get home, I'm going to want to scrub your feet, rub it for you, right? I'm just showing you a little bit more love than I normally do because one, you're tired from making more money than I do, you know. So it is okay. I think it's very normal um, that it happens. Now, for to a lot of men, of course, you would want to make more money, and that's fine too if you do. But if the woman is making more and it's ahead in life, I think that it's okay for you to show a little bit more love because that's how, for most women at least, that's how they feel compensated for what they do on the outside. So yeah.
So, what does protection look like beyond money and muscles?
Oh, I think for say for a woman to feel protected, right? And it has nothing to do with the guns. It has nothing to do with money. I think it's more so with keeping the woman's reputation intact, right? If you did something to me outside and I wasn't happy about it, right? Maybe I don't need to create a scene, kind of like what I said earlier, right? Maybe I don't need to create a scene because at this point, I'm definitely putting your reputation in jeopardy, right? Which is going to have trickle down effects down the line. So if I can keep your reputation intact and still telling you how I feel about the situation, right? That's me kind of protecting you.
Yes.
I think having emotional intelligence to know what you got going on and how to properly respond to that is a protection. And so those are probably the two things that people should probably do that more. Don't create a
Abs-
scene. Have a little more emotional intelligence to kind of know how to respond to when people are going through certain things. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Wonderful. When do men feel the most respected in a relationship?
I think when we're doing most of the providing, and it's almost a natural habit. If I come home, say every week, right? If I come home every week with flowers in my hands, the woman is gonna naturally wanna, be lovey-dovey, and for some reason, for a lot of men, that's how we want it, So, I think when we're doing most of the providing, that's when we feel the most powerful in the relationship. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Be honest. Does soft life make sense to you or is it misunderstood?
I don't even know what a soft life means.
I think the definition for most women is, for me, example, I've been a single parent. I had to grow up and I was hard because, like I said, my dad
Yeah.
taught me to have my own independence, do my own thing. And now that I've come into my own and I have a husband, I'm an alpha woman, but he's an alpha. So
Yeah.
I don't have to be hard. I don't have to do it all. I can sit back in my femininity and say, okay, honey, he says I got it. I know he got it. You
He
know what
got
I
it.
mean? So that's
Yeah.
kind of like the soft life. Like I can rest in my femininity and knowing that I'm good.
Yeah. I think based
Yeah.
off of that, right? Being feminine do have that trait, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Now that does not mean that you being masculine, you cannot have a soft life.
That
May not be every day, because I don't want you to be out there having a soft life every day, because that
every day.
takes away from a lot of things.
Absolutely,
you know,
absolutely. It's about balance.
it is a balance. I think it's more tipped towards soft life is more tipped towards the women than the
Yes.
men.
Yes.
So it I think that's okay. That is okay. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like you said, balance.
Yep.
Okay, last question. How do you feel women can truly support men emotionally?
Um. So I think if you really know your person, right? Say as a woman, you know your man, you know how they are. Say they want to be masculine, right? But you're the one with the ideas. It is completely okay for you to pass those ideas to him and let him execute. If that's what makes him feel his best, you know. And through that, of course, you're gonna be fulfilled as well. So that's one way. Um, to be there for the man, and sometimes that phrase is kind of used a little vaguely, right? When we say be there for someone, what does that even mean? You know, in the content of what we are talking about or what we are going through, you have enough knowledge to kind of know and ask the right questions so I can be all out and tell you how I really feel. I think, those two things are good, but that first one for sure, if you have the great ideas, he's the man, he wants to be masculine, pass that information, pass the idea to him, let him execute. And if it's the other way around, by all means do that. I have two friends, they're a couple, the woman makes more than the man. Every time, well, almost every time they go out, the woman will pass her card under the table and gives it to the man, you know, and so he pays, whatever the bill is, he's paying. Nobody knows. Of course, I know because I'm on the inside, but, you know, And it's not even, and I think the only reason why I know is because one, they know I'm not going to judge them. If that works for you, that works for you. And I'm happy for you, but that's what they do to make it work. And so I think a lot of people could do something similar, whether it's ideas, money, gifts, whatever the case might be, that, I think that's what most women at least can do to emotionally support the man. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. It's time for the lightning round. Are you ready?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Lead or follow? Which one comes naturally?
Lead.
I figured that one. Okay. Who plans the dates? You, her, or both?
120% me.
Okay.
Which is not good.
Public,
Which is
huh?
not good. It's not good.
So you would like her to plan sometimes?
Well, because, I only know what I know. And so if I'm planning, I'm probably planning it because I want to do it, you know. And if you're happy with that, clearly it's working. It is okay.
But it would be okay if she planned sometimes, right?
That'll be great. Yes.
Okay.
I will
Okay.
send this link.
Awesome.
I will send this link to her.
I love it. Send it. Plan the date, girl.
Yes.
Plan the date.
The caption is going to say, if you're seeing this, plan something.
Yes. This is you. I'm talking to you, okay? Public affection, yes or no?
No, no, it's not a bad thing. I just didn't, like we say that most of us are a product of how we came up,
Yeah.
how I came up, that wasn't really a thing. Like I grew up, most of my older years were spent in Ghana, right? I didn't move to New York until I was about 19. And so, and even in New York, tell me who in the Bronx is, walking in the streets holding hands. So, that's something that I have to consciously do, but it's not, it will be a no because it's not
Okay.
something that comes naturally to me. Yes.
I got you. I got you. Okay. Silent treatment or talk it out?
Ah, I almost want to say 50-50, but it cannot be 50-50. I am leaning more towards talking it out, but I
Mm-hmm.
think there's still a power. That's power in silent treatment. That sends a lot of message to people than just talking.
Yes.
Because especially if you're more on the peace side, if you're more on the peace side, once you start talking it out, it's almost expected that you be like, you know what, I messed up, my bad, you know. But if I come around and an hour or two goes by and I have not said anything to you, right, and you put on your best pajamas or your nightgown or whatever, and I haven't said anything to you, you already know you are picking up what I'm throwing down.
So something ain't right. You're absolutely correct. Okay. Romantic or practical?
Practical, practical. And if emotions and romance is part of your everyday life, right, and you're being practical, you're still gonna show that. Reason why I don't want to lean towards the romance part is because if you go on social media, that's what you're gonna see, right? You go on social media, you almost are gonna see that, right? And so if I'm doing that, I'm only doing it because that's what you see every day on your Instagram, but that's not very realistic. Everything is not all roses and peachy, and so I want to be practical, and if me doing my everyday normal stuff, that would include romance, then that's gonna be felt as well. But it's not gonna be 100% romance. No, it can't be.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Initiate intimacy or let her set the tone?
Initiate. Initiate. Yep.
Nothing wrong
Initiate,
with
and if
that.
it's not gonna work, they're gonna tell you. They're gonna slap your hand, or they're gonna move away.
You're like,
Not today.
Oh my gosh, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for being on Sweatpants and Secrets. Do you have any final words? And please share your social media, which we'll tag at the end, but share it with us.
Yes, 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 yes. It's been great. Thank you very much for having me here. Like I said, I watch all the time, and I always question myself, like, how do we men get on there and tell them how we feel about certain things, because it's not always like that. You know, Even if the woman is wrong and she gets in the midst of her friends, she's gonna be the hero. You got to hear us out too, So thank you,
Absolutely.
thank you
Absolutely.
very much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully, people are enjoying this. Um, Please check out my podcast, True Bearing Podcast. We dropped the link in there for you to see. On True Bearing Podcast, we use peer-to-peer conversation, real adult conversation to kind of navigate life all together, So please check it out if you haven't. And thank you very much for having me. I really enjoyed this. I'll definitely love to come back for more.
Absolutely.
Maybe,
We'll definitely have you back.
maybe the next time, right? Or maybe some other time, we'll have a couple women. And so when I tell my side, they can, throw it back at me and see how I defend myself.
Oh, yeah. That's coming. Battle of the Sexes. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. It's coming. So stay
I would
tuned for
love to
that.
see that.
So we'll definitely have you back on the show.
Yes, it will be an honor. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great evening. Men, tune in. All right. Bye
All right.
bye.
Have a good night.